So we also get into now. We had the big time trade deadline in the NBA. Where we saw a lot of trades go down. We have them all here.
Well, if you want to say big, just say Cleveland.
Cleveland swung their whole team up. Mm-hmm. So we actually had 16 trades in total on the trade deadline. Cleveland made the most deals. Cleveland decided that it just wasn't working, and we're just gonna go ahead and create a whole new situation.
It really wasn't working out at all. From the fact of Isaiah Thomas complaining about the team on defense.
Well, here's the thing: we find out now that the stories now came out that apparently Dwayne Wade is who called out the rest of the players.
It was Dwayne Wade.
Isaiah was just being honest to reporters. It wasn't even him that was creating the problems, and apparently it was Dwayne Wade calling out Kevin Love and also calling out the rest of the team for not playing, bringing the right intensity.
Oh, see, originally they have it as Dwayne Wade and Isaiah Thomas.
See, but apparently Isaiah, all he did was honest to reporters. So like when reporters were asked, like, did you have a problem? I was like, yeah, we gotta do better. And even like with the Rondo beef, where him and Rondo got into the fight, they got ejected, and they asked him after the game, well, what happened with you and Rondo? Well, he was bringing up the tribute when I'm not bringing that up, and he wouldn't get in my face. Well, he probably mad that I beat his team in the playoffs last year. Like, Isaiah's an honest person. Yeah. We've seen this in Boston. He's not going to sugarcoat nothing. And LeBron James is a politician. Everything LeBron says is covered. Like, he's doing it on purpose. LeBron throws a lot of, like, jabs subtly in the media. This is what he's been doing for years. Whereas Isaiah, he's not doing that. If he has a problem with you, he's going to say it if they ask him, like, do you have a problem with Kevin Love? Well, we had a conversation.
That's why he's been in 14.
And that's why, yes, he doesn't shut his mouth. He doesn't, quote-unquote, stay in his place.
Because that's why it made it look like he also had that issue. Because I know original report came out that D. Wade had an all-players meeting and had a complaint about the whole defense.
Yeah.
Then they put up, Isaiah agrees.
Yeah.
So then I was like, oh, shit. Isaiah's agreeing with this too. Like, you just got here.
Exactly. But Isaiah's
like, even if because if Dwayne Wade even talks smack, they got rid of Dwayne Wade for Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
They didn't get rid of Dwayne Wade for nothing. Yeah. They was like, hey, you want to go to Miami? Yeah, rock out. We need to make space.
It was all blessings made. Like, LeBron gave his blessings. Dwayne was like, I'd really rather beat it. And I think everybody's great. I think since Dwayne left there, he wasn't really supposed to leave there. Like, it's almost like Derek Jeter with the Yankees, Tim Duncan with the Spurs.
Yeah, he's like,
you know what I mean? He doesn't really Paul Pierce with the Celtics. Even though he moved along, you didn't feel like any of those other teams made sense.
It didn't look right. Like, the only way I kind of looked good was Chicago.
Because he's from Chicago.
Yeah, he's from Chicago, and it was Coochie. But then with Cleveland, it just didn't.
It never looked right. I did feel like, okay, I keep saying it, I think Tyronn Lue was just the wrong coach for that. For that to work out, you needed a Phil Jackson, Popovich. You needed one of these head coaches that is used to bringing a bunch of big-name personalities together, and like a Larry Brown. Tyronn Lue's not that. He's still very young in his own right.
With this roster now, I think it better fits him.
For him, yes. And I think you'll see him play much better. When you have Jay Crowder, Isaiah Thomas, Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, these are veterans that you need to put in their place. And the only person that can do that, you need the cachet to make them listen.
Not only with your original cast of Jefferson,
Fry,
Shumpert, and all this Love. Not to say like they're the most talented, but these players are
veterans.
If not your age or older.
Right, they've seen you. Like, they played against you.
They played against you. Like, these crossed you over, so it's like they kind of talk to you as a peer.
Especially like the Dwayne Wade LeBron situation where they at the same point where they look at you like,
and they have accomplished more than you.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's
to
like,
me, the way I looked at that team, the reason it didn't work, the chemistry was never found because they never had a true leader that could tell LeBron, stop it. As a matter of fact, what I saw on tape was a typical, the team follows the leader. LeBron James was not competing on defense anymore. If you watch the tape, LeBron would maybe in the fourth quarter turn it up, and that's it.
You see,
but for the rest of the game, the Cleveland defense was so bad, well, because they're following their leader. Yeah, and the leader was LeBron James.
He sometimes just sits right near the paint.
And I don't think Tyronn Lue has the cachet to call out LeBron James.
He's not going to sit him down.
I don't think he can, and I don't think he did, and I don't think he will, and that's why the rest of that team had to be breaking up for other players now that will call LeBron James out. George Hill has no problem calling LeBron James out on defense because George Hill's a defensive player. What defensive player did they have that would say, hey, LeBron, you're not where you need to be? Dwayne Wade's not a defensive player. Isaiah Thomas is not a defensive player. Dwayne Wade is an elite defensive mind. Like, he himself. But he's not going to call out LeBron because LeBron's also his best friend. So he's not going to call out LeBron.
And
Isaiah Thomas won't. Jay Crowder is not that. Won't.
Can't do it.
Kevin Love isn't that. Won't. Name all these players that they had to get rid of. They can't and won't. Derrick Rose never been no elite defensive player. He can't do it. So now you bring in George Hill right off the bat. That's what he does. I played the defensive side first. Who else they brought in? Larry Nance. Larry Nance is going to be playing defense.
He's straight defense. He might give you 5 points.
And he's going to get lobs.
But 5 points of lobs. It's like 2 dunks and
Larry Nance.
Hood.
But Hood is not really a defensive player.
No,
he came from a defensive culture.
Yeah, he comes from Utah.
Utah, they've been a top 10.
And then at the same time, he gives them what they were lacking is an actual shooter.
Correct.
Like J.R. Smith.
Let's get into the trades then. Let's start off with these Cleveland deals. So let's see how many deals Cleveland made. Cleveland made 3 deals. So let's start off with the Dwayne Wade deal. They traded Dwayne Wade to Miami for a 2018 protected second-round pick. That was the first time I've ever heard of a protected second-round pick. Like, what are you protecting in the second round?
Hey, man, it's talent out there, bro.
Here's the thing, like, it's the second round. Like, you're not even expecting anything from you to protect them. What are you protecting? Top 45 protected? I wanted to know what the protection was.
It's a little strange when it's only 2 rounds. So it's like,
that's the way. And then for Dwayne Wade, like, there's not even like a light player that you gave up. Look what they gave back to you. Like, we'll give you a second round pick, but we don't want you to get a good one, though. Like, we're going to protect that one. So I gave Cavaliers a D grade for what they got there. And I gave Miami a B+. Bring back your best player ever in your history for a playoff run and you lost Dion Waiters for the year. So literally Wade comes in and really helps out for what you lost, and he's a veteran player that will help these younger players. And he's from Miami. Like, that's his county. He knows all about that.
There's a different flow when he plays over there.
What do you think about the trade?
I think that's a good trade. I think in all aspects. Well, I also think it works for Cleveland. It's still a draft pick for a player that was giving you little to no production, so you're getting something out of nothing. Okay. So I think I still give it. It's a good trade on both halves. I think it's like a good separation.
Okay. The second trade, Cavaliers traded with the Lakers. Lakers were long trying to trade Jordan Clarkson to get his 2 years, almost $30 million off the books, so they have more free agency money in the coming years as they're rebuilding. So the trade was, and the Cavaliers were able to trade off Isaiah Thomas, who was struggling to fit in. They also traded Channing Frye and a 2018 lottery-protected first-round pick, which is the Cavaliers pick, not the Nets pick, for the first round next year. And the Cavaliers get back Jordan Clarkson, shooting guard off the bench, score very well, very athletic to get younger. And they also get Larry Nance Jr. People know his father as being a super leaper. Well, his son is also a very good leaper, very athletic, a good defensive player. Will very much be able to come off the bench and give him that energy that Jay Crowder just wasn't. Jay Crowder was just not fitting in there well. I think a lot to do with it is like he's very close to Isaiah Thomas, and Isaiah Thomas wasn't also fitting in there well.
I think
I gave the Lakers an A- on this deal. I thought the Lakers were able to get a first round pick and also able to get rid of Jordan Clarkson, which was able to free up that cap.
That's the main reason why I will give them a good grade.
And they get the expiring contract of Isaiah Thomas and Channing Frye, so at the end of the year they don't have to resign him. They get a first round pick virtually giving up.
All they did was pretty much free up space for potential signings next year.
Yeah, exactly.
So they got rid of
and they got a draft
because now you get off that space of Nance, so you get to see more of Randall. Mm-hmm. You get Clarkson, so you get your point guards to play out, and Isaiah Thomas most likely won't be there next year.
And I think he'll be a good fit for Lonzo. And it's funny about Lonzo. I mentioned this on the show maybe about a month ago that because the Celtics get the Lakers pick, if it's anything other than a top 5 pick, I can almost guarantee that Lonzo Ball will be out for a good amount of this time. Even if he's not hurt, you will not see him playing for a while. And now we see
that he might play next week.
He's missed an enormous amount of time.
They said he might play next week. They said that he might play next week.
Yeah, they said. Oh no, I seen the interview 2 days ago. They said after the All-Star break for sure he'll be ready to go. He feels better now.
The following Saturday.
But I'm just laughing because it's like I know this is what I did that for. I wanted to make sure that y'all draft pick didn't fall to this. And Lonzo he's that good. He's gonna make you win some games. And keep him out until after the All-Star break, and now you can go ahead and let him play. But you're gonna hold him back for sure to protect that lottery pick. And they definitely did that.
He'd be the most well-rested player coming in.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think Cavs also got a good. I give him a good grade on that one too, for Nance and Clarkson. I think those are two options where it like for those two players, you're getting a great substitute for that. You're getting a better production out of Clarkson, and you're getting a better production out of Nance than you get from.
I agree. I gave the trade a C plus. The reason I gave it a C plus for the Cavaliers, A minus for the Lakers. The Lakers was able to achieve their goals, which is free up cap space and getting a draft asset. So they did everything they needed for their future. So when I look at the Cavaliers, Isaiah Thomas is an elite scorer. There's no questions about that. So when I hear people say like Jordan Clarkson would give that same off, you can't. You cannot. Like he'll help. He'll make up for a lot of it. He's definitely a very good scoring guard that can put up numbers in the same likeliness of Isaiah Thomas, but not at the same level. He's not nearly the caliber.
He's not going to be as consistent as Isaiah.
Exactly. So I can't say that it's a better trade because the piece that you're replacing is not a better piece. Now, if it fits better, time will tell. I can't grade off of them. I can't grade off of the future because I can't see it. The same as when the trade happened with Kyrie Irving. They said that, well, Isaiah should probably fit. It's a good trade, as in Isaiah could make up the points that Kyrie would have been leaving. Did that work out? So a lot of people were saying even then the trade was fine. I would still say you have to wait to see how Isaiah actually now fits, though. On the face, it looks fine. So on the face, well, yeah, it looks like Jordan Clarkson could work out. But I'll wait it out. But I know for a fact Jordan Clarkson is not the level player of Isaiah Thomas. So I'm judging off of that.
For the last couple of games that they did play here, they did look nice.
Oh, they look good. Like,
looks
good, but Boston.
I just, when they say, like, oh, it's back, I still don't think Cavs are back.
Caution.
I think they need to relax a little bit.
First off, like 12 in a row in November.
Yeah.
So they did play very well for.
And then also you played well just before the break. Yeah. The All-Star break is a whole different beat. Nice. Like you're catching players on different times. We'll see after All-Star break how this team continues to play. But I do like the trade. I think Nance is a good option.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works out well. It don't seem like Isaiah was working out well there. Mm-hmm. And Clarkson might be a better option. He's more of a just.
And they got him under contract. Like I said, he has 2 more years in there. So, like, for the Cavaliers, that's
a decent guard position.
They get a nice piece. He's a very good player. I think he's 25 or 26, so he's still very young. He's very talented. Almost like a Lou Williams type of player that he's projected to be in his career. Then lastly, the Cavaliers had a 3-team trade with the Jazz, Utah Jazz, and the Sacramento Kings. In this trade, the Cavs got point guard George Hill, shooting guard small forward wing player Rodney Hood from the Jazz.
Best trade of the night.
The Jazz were able to get Derrick Rose, who they waived. They also got Jay Crowder from the Cavaliers, and the Kings were able to receive Joe Johnson, shooting guard small forward from the Jazz, and they was also get Amon Shumpert from the Cavaliers, whereas Joe Johnson got waived and just signed with the Houston Rockets, where the Houston Rockets are absolutely loaded. And they just actually became first place in the NBA as of yesterday. So Houston and Mike D'Antoni all get into a little bit more. James Harden and MVP are having a phenomenal year. The James Harden and Chris Paul experiment is super working.
Which we thought we would.
But adding Joe Johnson to that, as they added Gerald Green a little earlier, they have
that helps for
lots of players.
That helps for playoff.
My God,
straight playoffs.
I think Houston and
because look what he did with what was it, Utah?
Yeah, in the playoffs last year against the Clippers.
Yeah,
I just think now Houston against the Warriors is a real series now.
I think Before
we wasn't sure.
Yeah, at one point it was like, okay, Golden State is straightened out.
Now for sure.
But now we see in teams like you see the Thunder is going to be a good challenge in that side. Mm-hmm. Houston's going to be a good challenge. The Warriors, obviously. Mm-hmm. You can never count out the Spurs.
When Kawhi finally comes back.
So it's like a good... And also Portland Blazers.
Well, yeah.
I always like them. If they play the Warriors first, I seen them getting a win maybe or 2 at most.
Well, I think they can get more than that because I do think their backcourt is still growing up. McCullough's now... This is about his 3rd year.
I'm saying if they're playing the Warriors, I see them a win or 2. I don't think they can win the beat.
I think they might win 1 game at home because I think Warriors have so much more talent.
If they can sneak 2, that'd be dope.
But I think Warriors.
I just don't think they'll get swept. Again,
I
think it's a dub for
sweeps. They're better than that.
They're dub for sweeps.
But I just think the Warriors are so much like I don't think people realize how nasty the dubs. Like they already have a great team. They have Kevin Durant, who's probably the 2nd best player in the world.
And then
Steph is a super player in his own right.
Do you realize how amazing this Warriors team is? Is because even in that game where they had the players coaching, Like you had the Iguodala, which I think would be a coach soon.
Iguodala, Draymond Green.
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that we got upset by that.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. It's like,
I don't
I'm
think we
teaching
realize how
my
much
players
pain Steve Kerr is in. I don't think we realize that he's in so much pain that he needs them to be more able to coach themselves because he doesn't know how much longer he'll be able to.
His back is dumb. You know how many times you got to get down and it's going.
You see how much he's spinning in interviews? Like he can't sit straight.
So, but but
it was good to see.
Yeah, I like that. But then you don't realize like that bench is so like talented, and they just only have time to just like at any given time you can throw one player in and let them improve, let them progress. By the time that when these players who are still in their mid-20s,
yeah, a lot of them,
they're gonna still be talented for a little while.
I mean, the only thing I do disagree with when they say it's 4 All-Stars on the Warriors, I disagree with that. Like for sure, Steph and Durant are All-Stars. To be an All-Star, you're almost a franchise player by proxy. Now, Clay and Draymond, they're not franchise players. Unfortunately, by the team that you're on, you cannot be that. I can't project what you would do on another team if you were the franchise player. So to say that they're All-Stars because they look good and they could project that they do this on another team, that's not good enough for me. That's like me looking at like the Spurs and thinking that Patty Mills will score 30 points if he was a starting point guard on the Knicks. Just because you see him scoring 20 on the Spurs in that system coming off the bench doesn't mean that all of a sudden if he was on another team and giving more shots, it will work out. So when I hear with the claim Draymond, like, oh, they're all-stars, like, stop that. Let's slow down. Like, Draymond's an elite defender. But is Andre Roberson an all-star? That's really what Draymond is. Like, he's a supreme utility player. That don't make you an all-star, though. Like, Ben Wallace was an all-star 1 year, but he was also a defensive player of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, slow down with that. And with Clay, he's a super shooter. Is he Reggie Miller, though? Is he that dominant?
Defensively, he's pretty solid.
He's good. Bradley Beal had to struggle to get in the All-Star game.
But I get what you mean about the All-Star. Even Lillard doesn't barely get in as much as he.
So, but like Steph and Kevin, for sure, hands down, they're a star. They're top 10 players, both of them.
Yeah.
But now, Clay and
when we go down to it. Draymond has had some good defensive spurts in good years. He had the one defensive campaign, but as far as like, I think almost to the point that where how the All-Star voting goes, there's almost you're just projected to just go back no matter what you do.
And it's like
once you've been there 1 or 2 years,
I'd rather they just
automatically just send you almost back in.
I mean, I get it, but to me, it's like I'd rather even a McCullough over Klay Thompson, and I'm not even trying to be disrespectful to Klay. I think Klay is a better player, but All-Star is about contributions to me. It's not about talent, because we could say Tyreek Evans is better than a lot of the league. Michael Beasley is better than a lot of the league. But your stats, is Michael Beasley's stats better than, say, we'll get into the All-Star game that he might be more talented than? I would say Beasley's more talented. I would say he's more talented than Kemba.
Well, you said that he's not more talented than?
Yeah, like that he is more talented than. I don't think he's more talented than Kemba. I don't think so. I'm trying to think. It was a Drummond. I do think Beasley's more talented than Drummond. Beasley can score and do way more things than Drummond, but Drummond's numbers clearly make him an all-star over Beasley.
I don't like Drummond.
It just is what it is. He's averaging almost 20 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
That's why he's an all-star.
He's just the biggest guy.
You know what I mean? Like, he leaps well, he rebounds. He's Dwight Howard right now for Stan Van Gundy. You know what I mean? That's what he does. But Beasley's more talented. Tyreek Evans is more talented. But they're not all-stars compared to what Drummond is this year. And that's what I'm at. Like, Clay's number.
Make the All-Star? No.
Nah. And I didn't think he deserved it. Like, you're a super scorer. And come off the bench. It's like, does Jamal Crawford now deserve all-star games from back then? Because he was doing the same thing. And even Ginobili, to an extent, was coming off the bench and scoring heavily. But did that make you an all-star over franchise?
He's not going to make it in the West anyway.
You know what I mean? So I'm a little offended by Clay and Draymond making the game over players like Lillard, McCullough.
Lillard made it.
I mean, I'm saying for the past, though. Even like last year, I think Lillard should have made it over Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking Clay.
And honestly, this year I would say McCollum had a better chance than last year, but last year Lillard definitely should have been in it.
And this year I would say McCullough over Draymond. And I'm not trying to take away from how great of a player Draymond is. But now you're not that much of a contributor to your team as to what McCullough is for his season. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying with that. But to the trade, Derrick Rose being waived by the Jazz. I think Derrick Rose was signed with Minnesota. Thibodeau was trying to sign him in the offseason. And they do need a backup to Jeff Teague over there with the Timberwolves. So I think it's a great fit for Derrick Rose. Joe Johnson, I said, that got waived, and he's with the Rockets now. Shumpert, we'll see how he plays over there. They're a young team, and he should get an opportunity. Ronnie Hood and George Hill, though, I do love for the Cavaliers. I absolutely love those fits. I think Hood, being a supreme shooter and an athletic wing, he fits in very well with what the Cavaliers wanted from Jay Crowder. Somebody could spread the floor and can athletically guard wings.
And I think he's going to be LeBron James' best friend.
And he's also JR, like a sniper type. He can really get hot.
He's going to really be LeBron's best friend. That guy, he can just throw the ball.
George Hill is the piece that they were missing. A backcourt player that can guard point guards that can also spread the floor.
He can also be on the court when LeBron's sitting down.
Exactly. He can run the court.
And LeBron's played against him a few times while he was
in the end of playoffs. So, yeah. So I thought this was a better trade. I gave the Cavs an A. I gave the Jazz a C+, because all you got back was Jay Crowder, and you gave up Rodney Hood. So you gave up a young player that has way more potential than Jay Crowder.
But I guess they did that more in the sense
and you gave up Joe Johnson.
No, I think they was going for next year.
I think what they doing,
because they know Exum has come back and Donovan
I get what they're trying to do,
so they just said, hey,
I'm gonna give you a C+ because you really get much back here. And for the Kings, I gave them a C+ because you got back Joe Johnson.
I thought Utah would at least gotten a draft pick.
Nice.
Somebody.
Like
there was no draft pick.
The Jazz and the Kings, I feel like just facilitated what the Cavs needed.
Yeah,
they didn't really get much back.
I think they almost got bullied into that situation.
So that's why they're not really getting much grades.
They might be getting old something later on.
We hope. So that was the Cavaliers trade. I thought the Cavaliers did a good job of reshaping their team to better fit their coach. Not so much LeBron, but as much as Tyronn Lue, a team that more fits the personality of the head coach. Because Dwayne Wade and like Derrick Rose, Isaiah Thomas, those personalities are bigger than Tyronn Lue. And that's just the reality of it.
Yeah, maybe. It could be possibly be one of those options into it, because it's a lot of years among those players.
Right, moving on to trade number 4, we had the Phoenix Suns and the Orlando Magic hookup. With the Orlando been trying to trade Alfred Payne. I guess they want to move on. They feel like he hasn't worked out in Orlando. He's very young. I believe it's only his 3rd season. I think he's still 22 or something like that, 23.
And his team has only changed around him only multiple times. He had his leading.
Every year.
He had Oladipo 1 year, 2 years. Yeah. Then he's gone.
Yeah.
Gordon finally shows out.
Gets hurt.
Then
so, the original team that drafted
Fournier, Arizona.
So that this new front office didn't feel like he was the point guard of the future, so they moved on. But for the Phoenix Suns, who badly needed a starting point guard to go ahead with the backcourt with their star player Booker, who's their 2 guard, they badly needed a point guard to blend with him. He's a super scorer, but he needed a point guard. They had Tyler Ulis over there, but he was about 5'8", 5'9". He's more suited to probably be in the backup role. So I thought that Emmanuel Mudiay or Trey Burke would have been a great add for the Suns. I didn't see this Payton trade coming, but he is the perfect fit for them. They get a chance to look at him and see how he plays with Booker, and then possibly now, maybe get a head coach to come in and make this whole thing work. They have a lot of talent with Dragan Bender, Josh Jackson, Alex Lynn, Marquise Chris, T.J. Warren. These are all under 25 young players with a lot of talent to go along with Devin Booker, who's a supreme scorer. He's overscored over 60 points a couple times. But now Payne being a great passer, a great defender, a great floor leader. I think he could really match there well if they get the right head coach. So this trade, I gave the Suns an A. All the Suns gave up was a 2018 second-round pick. So I gave the Magic a D. They didn't get a first-round pick or a potential player that could work for them in the future. Or maybe they could have got Marquise Chris back or even Alex Lynn because they need a center in the future.
Your team goes nowhere from there. Yeah, you're still bottom in the East. And you got no improvement.
I thought they could have went after Brandon Knight, who I thought would have been an easy pickup for them. He's hurt. I think the Suns are probably ready to give him up. It would have made sense for him now to come. He could be you could try him out next year and see how he works out.
Worst case scenario, you cut him.
I thought Orlando didn't do their due diligence, but it looked like they just wanted to give him away, and they did that.
I still don't understand. Like what was the purpose of the trade? You traded with a team that's not that's almost in the same rebuilding process as you. You're actually a step ahead of them in the rebuilding process.
Yeah, because I already got a franchise player. I know who that is in Devin Booker.
So
I'm sorry, in Orlando, they already have Aaron Gordon. Sorry.
So then now you take away his passer. It's like almost getting Blake Griffin at a young age and taking away Chris Paul.
Yeah.
It's like that's like necessarily what you're doing. So you're just saying. So now you're just like you're kind of leaving that team with, okay, where do we go from here? You started off the season very hot. Yeah, looked just like the Sixers about a couple of years ago when they started off fresh, and then it was like, okay, let's build around this team and see. And now you see what the Sixers kind of looking more presentable. This team was kind of looking like this year, like next year, maybe the year after.
Yeah, they started out in second place. Like, they were playing well with Aaron.
They were doing well. They were sitting right there
with Peyton, playing very well. It was very good on defense because Peyton is a good defender, and you put that on with Jonathan Simmons, Aaron Gordon. They were playing well, and then Cullen got hurt.
Nikolai Vukic is a very good.
Nikolai Vukic is a very good rebounder and big. He can score. He can shoot the ball.
Yeah, remember like a little.
They had good talent. I just think that the whole organization is now on the same page.
I'm not sure. Like you did mention earlier with the Justin Simmons, and it's like you're almost getting the same players, but it was like you never went nowhere with. Oh, let me get a backup point guard.
Or even go after a point guard. Like Kyrie Irving was available. Like you didn't even make a attempt. It looks like to probably bring him in.
Or another
Bledsoe was available.
You already went to the draft and got Isaac, who could play either the 3 or the 4.
Same position as Aaron
Gordon, Justin Simmons.
And
then you got Fournier. You got Fournier and Lazonia, who both play the same position. So you have multiple positions, but you have no point guards.
Yeah, one who's Payne, who I thought fit very well.
Who they got now? Jermaine Nelson?
Yeah, I think it's Jermaine Nelson.
Is he back again?
I thought they might have brought him back.
Oh, man, the journeyman.
I'm just a little confused about what's going on over there, but that was that trade. Moving on to trade number 5, we had the New York Knicks. Have a 3-team trade with the Denver Nuggets and the Dallas Mavericks. The big piece in here was a former 7th pick in the 2015 draft, Emmanuel Mudiay. He was once the top high school recruit in 2014. Once could pick Derrick Rose, John Wall. Didn't work out for him in Denver. Jamal Murray secured that starting point guard role and made Mudiay more or less expendable. They needed more of a veteran backup to back up Jamal Murray than somebody who would compete for minutes with Murray. And Mudiay was expendable. In this particular trade, New York received Emmanuel Mudiay. Denver received Devin Harris, point guard from the Dallas Mavericks. They also got the 2018 second-round pick of the Los Angeles Clippers. They got that from the New York Knicks. Dallas Mavericks received small forward Doug McDermott from the Knicks. And they also got the Denver Nuggets 2018 second-round pick. Now I gave the Knicks an A. I think the Knicks basically didn't give up anything and were able to basically get a chance for 2 years to look at a possible star point guard.
Yeah, that's also like you kind of remember I forgot which trade it was. It was just almost like a switcheroo trade. See how different players work out in different teams. So you get Doug McDermott trying out somewhere else on a team where the Knicks where it was almost crowded in that position.
Correct. I thought he was solid for what he did,
but it was just too crowded. The minutes is very low. He's not going to get. I think I gave up Willie Hernangomez too.
Yeah, we also traded him. That was also a deal. We traded Willie Hernangomez to Charlotte for 2 second-round picks.
Yeah.
Thomas Bryant, but we cut him, so just really 2 second-round picks.
So that's what
we originally gave up to get Willie Hernangomez a few years ago.
And also, you already lost one of the second-round picks. It's pretty much I got Mudiay for free because you gave up the second-round pick that was originally from the Knicks.
Well, I realized that I was wrong, and I read in the newspaper that we got the second-round pick. It wasn't Dallas. So the Knicks get the Denver second-round pick also, not Dallas.
Oh, for giving up. Oh, so they even get better of a deal.
So
I just think you got why I say it almost works out for the Knicks. It's not even the players that they received; it's just the draft picks. You get the first round, you got a couple of second round picks. You almost get draft almost 4 players from this upcoming draft, and to further progress this team. So, and also you get a actual top caliber player. Like we spoke about Mudiay during the World in the USA.
Correct. How I thought that he finally got his jumper going.
It looked really nice.
Have a big year. I really was like, and again, I really liked him. I studied him hard. I wanted him over Porzingis. I get further into the Mudiay situation. I really liked his tape. I really liked what I saw. The fact that he went over to China rather than college, played against real competition. Stephon Marbury said he has the Russell Westbrook kind of ceiling when he saw him in China. I trust Stephon Marbury. So I just felt like with Moutier, he was just not given the opportunity in Denver. And I think, well, I get further into it, I think he can have a real opportunity now with the Knicks to fulfill his potential. And I think if the Knicks are patient, they might actually get a gem that they would have never had a chance to get naturally. They wouldn't be able to sign him because it would have been very expensive. And they wouldn't be able to draft him because he would have been so high to get drafted. So you're getting lucky with almost like the Nets got lucky to get D'Angelo Russell for the cheap. You get lucky sometimes this way. You get very talented players that are just in a bad situation. They just need a new look or a new chance, a new opportunity.
That's why I almost like the ball almost
like James Harden. Yeah. That was another situation. He was a fourth overall pick with OKC. He didn't get to see his full potential because of the situation he was in. He gets traded to Houston, gets more of an opportunity. Now he sees a superstar. But there's a reason why he was the fourth overall pick. There's also a reason why Emmanuel Mudiay was a seventh overall pick.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like he's that talented.
You gotta let these guys develop. But sometimes it's a different scenery that helps.
And the Nuggets drafted point guards every year. They had Ty Lawson when they drafted him. Yeah. Then they drafted Jamal Murray the year after him. So they never really committed to him being the point guard. And they also they signed Will Barton, who plays on the ball a lot of the time. Plays with the ball a lot. Like, that's really what makes Will Barton good. The pick and roll that allows him to play the ball. But anyway, so to that notion, I think for the Nuggets, I still gave them a B because I think Devin Harris is what they needed. Yes. They needed a veteran point guard that could just come in and give some minutes to Jamal Murray because they're making a playoff push. Yeah, they don't need two young point guards both learning on the fly.
Exactly. And that's why it makes sense. Like you can play them both at the same time, or you can play one and another. It helps in a very. I like that trade.
Correct. Dallas, I give it a C though. I didn't get where McDermott adds to that piece. You have Harrison Barnes. You got Wesley Matthews. You have there's another young man over there named Dwight Powell or Powell. A lot of players that play the same position as Doug McDermott. So I was a little confused with where. And now he's in the end of a contract year, so he's a free at the end of the year.
I just think he went from crowded team. He went from a decent team to crowded. So it's like I think he's legit just a piece.
Now, I mean, he could work out. Like, he could be a six-man to this roster where I think he could work well with Dennis Smith.
It's going to be hard to get minutes.
But I'm just not sure where the role was for him. So that's why I'm giving Dallas a C on this.
It's where the minutes is coming from. I think it's most likely going to waive it.
So, we'll see. But, that's that trade. Moving on, we had the Brooklyn Nets and the New Orleans Pelicans hook up for a couple of deals. We had the Nets receive small forward Dante Cunningham, and the Pelicans received shooting guard Rashad Vaughn, who the Nets had just picked up from Milwaukee. Rashad Vaughn is a pretty good sharpshooter out of college. Dante Cunningham is more or less of a wing player, good rebounder, defensive player, comes off the bench. For the Nets, I think they were able to just flip this young Rashad, who wasn't going to get much minutes in Brooklyn with Allen Crabbe, LeVert, Whitehead, Russell, heavy with the guards, Joe Harris. He was not going to get no minutes or opportunity there, so they were able to quickly flip him. Mm-hmm. And for Dante Cunningham, he's a wing player that could come in and maybe add to the Bookers and the other players that they have there with the energy off the bench. So I just think there's a good trade for both players because the Pelicans needed a shooter to be around Anthony Davis and Rajon Rondo and Drew Holiday. Vaughn could be that player. Solid deal for both teams.
Yeah. It worked very well.
Thanks. Moving along, we had the Chicago Bulls and the Portland Trailblazers. The Bulls received Noah Vonleh, former lottery pick, power forward, in cash. The Blazers received the rights to a European prospect. They really did this to get themselves under the luxury cap so they don't have to pay the luxury tab at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a good trade for the Bulls. Noah Vonleh's a nice, talented big. We traded Nikola Mirotic for them. They now add a person to replace that minute, to replace that position for them.
Yeah.
So that worked out for both teams.
So some trades that actually helped.
Washington Wizards and the Atlanta Hawks. Trade number 8. This was another look like a salary dump. Washington traded Sheldon Mack to Atlanta. I think they waived Sheldon Mack. And Atlanta sent back a future second-round pick.
Sheldon Mack was that shit.
He was a decent player.
He's still a good shooter.
So I think it's like a salary dump. They were just trying to get rid of that contract.
No one sees good use of him.
And then moving on to trade number 9, I actually like this trade a lot. I think the Raptors have a supremely deep team. The Raptors, Toronto Raptors traded with the Sacramento Kings. The Raptors received shooting guard small forward Malachi Richardson, former lottery product out of Syracuse. Very good scorer. Carmelo even gave his praise when he was back in college. When Malachi was back in college, because Melo being a Syracuse alum. The Kings received small forward Bruno Calobor. He's a European player that has a little bit of talent. He's a more of a prospect. We'll see if he even gets minutes over there with many of the wing players they have over there. But for the Raptors,
I see why now with the Kings, they don't just see who can play. So
I don't know what they're doing.
He's probably going to get some minutes because they're going to find out what they want to do with him anyway.
Because Buddy Hill, I don't understand why he's not starting. I just don't understand why he's not starting. Why is Buddy Hill and Fox not in the backcourt every game?
I never understand because I watched Buddy Hill from last year and he was like,
just college. I don't get what
he's always been that player that you just score.
Even Malachi Richardson, I didn't get why he didn't get more minutes with the Kings. But to the Kings.
But look at the Kings; they get rid of everybody. They let Zach Randolph play all the minutes.
Which I'm confused, man. But again, good trade for the Raptors. Though. The Raptors are a very deep team.
Yeah, they're looking to make that push. They don't like being
number
that
one
team.
in the East. So
they don't like being that. Like I seen the Raptors actually win games where DeRozan is not even playing well. That's when you know your team is being really deep. When DeRozan was not scoring over 25 points a game, they were not winning. Yeah, so now the fact that he can score 9 and they can still win. And they could still win.
Deep team.
They are really deep. Their defense is really efficient.
They're a very deep team. Very long. The long right, the young point guard, 6'4", has like a 6'11" wingspan. He's finally coming into the
And they also have Ibaka over there.
Yes,
I love
very
Ibaka.
deep team.
I love Ibaka, man.
I actually wanted them to trade for Marc Gasol, give him Valanciunas in the first round pick for Marc Gasol. I thought they should have did that to draft at the trade deadline, but it didn't happen. But apparently the Grizzlies were trying to trade Marc Gasol because they want to reboot and try again next year.
So wait, now you want to try? They want to get rid of Paul Gasol?
No, Marc Gasol, they don't.
Oh, I said they. Oh,
I was saying I thought they should break it up.
I thought you said they want to. No, because it makes no sense. You already fired your coach.
Facts.
He's staying now.
I feel like blow it all up.
Nah, you're staying. You the reason why the coach is not there no more. You're staying.
We had another small trade with the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks. Trade number 10. The Heat received Luke Babbitt. He's a pretty good wing player, bench player. He can shoot. He fits into the Heat culture, almost like the power forward they have over there. That ruined Kevin Love's shoulder a few years ago. Olynyk.
Oh,
he's a lot like Olynyk. He fits into that kind of culture that the Heat have on the bench. Hard playing players that can shoot the three. The Hawks got a guy named Okara White, a power forward. I'm not too familiar with his game. I think he's a bruiser, a good rebounder.
His name sounds like a bruiser.
So, I gave the Heat a B because, I think Luke Babbitt would add into that culture. He would definitely be a contributor.
And also with Waiters being out, he also get another contributor.
I gave the Hawks a C because I didn't see where this made sense for them. I don't know where he adds in because John Collins needs minutes. And then, okay, so that's
like John Collins.
I really do too. Trade number 11, I thought this was a good trade for Detroit. The Detroit Pistons and the Memphis Grizzlies. Detroit received James Ennis, a small forward.
Oh,
very athletic wing.
Small forward, yeah.
He helps them with the fact that they lost a lot of pieces in the Blake Griffin trade. He's able to replenish some of that. For Memphis, they received Bryce Johnson, former North Carolina power forward, and a future second-round pick. I gave Memphis a C+. I don't see where Bryce Johnson plays. For them, they have so much big men already over there.
Well, you still get a second-round pick for Jameis Ennis.
Which is not bad. So, but I give a B to Detroit because he definitely works out for what they need. Losing Tobias Harris, he could definitely help out. Then we move on to trade number 12. We had the Chicago Bulls and the Detroit Pistons again. The Bulls received power forward center Willie Reed and a future second-round pick. Detroit received Jameer Nelson and a future second-round pick.
Oh, so you went to Detroit. So.
Apparently Jameer Nelson got traded again later on in the same day.
So
he got traded again.
So he didn't pack his bags yet. He just had to wait.
He got traded again. So he never even. So apparently Detroit just needed the second-round pick to get rid of Willie.
Why Jameer Nelson don't get a tribute video?
So we had the New York Knicks and the Charlotte Hornets also make a deal. New York Knicks received Johnny O'Brien, who they promptly waived. They get a 2020 and a 2021 second-round pick. And the Hornets received center Willie Hernandez Gomez.
Oh, that was a trade. Yeah. Okay, so
I gave the Knicks a C- on this because really all they got back was 2 second-round picks of Willie Hernandez Gomez And that's what Phil Jackson originally gave up to get the rights to Willie Hernangomez. So the fact that he showed that he's a talented player in the NBA, and that's all you got back for him, that's not a plus.
Well, I guess in a sense you get two, and you're big man. They have to spread that out.
And with the Hornets, the reason I only give him a C plus, it's great that you got Willie Hernangomez for only a couple of second round picks, which is fine. I thought that was a good snatch because I thought he was worth maybe a first round pick based on him being baby Marc Gasol. But then it's like you have Frank Kaminsky and Dwight Howard, so he would have the exact same problem getting minutes in Charlotte. So I just thought, like, why would y'all make that deal?
I don't think they believe in Howard to play that long.
Well, I still got 2 more years, I believe, on his deal, which doesn't coincide with you supporting Willie playing, and Frank Kaminsky plays the same position.
So I says either one of those two. They don't
so I was just like,
that long.
I was just like, wait, okay. So that's why they both got C's, really, for this particular deal. So moving along, we had 14 had the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. This is where the Nets actually got Rashawn Vaughn. They eventually flipped and traded to the Pelicans. But they got Rashawn Vaughn 2018 second round pick and gave the Bucks power forward center Tyler Zeller. Tyler Zeller was a good pickup for the Bucks because they really needed a center type off the bench, and he definitely came in.
He's a good shooter too. So
yes,
seen him with Boston.
So this was a very good deal. I gave the Bucks a B plus, gave the Nets a C because really they only got a second round pick here for this. So then trade number 15 now. With the Chicago Bulls and New Orleans Pelicans. Chicago traded Nikola Mekričić, and a 2018 second round pick to New Orleans. They received back point guard Jermaine Nelson, who probably then got traded to Detroit. So now, yes, Jermaine Nelson's with Detroit. But so he originally got traded to Chicago from New Orleans.
I like that. Got traded. I like that trade because that helps out with the Cousins being out.
Yes, and he's played very well so far with them over there.
He's a good shooter and a good rebounder.
Yes, Chicago also got a 2018 first round pick though. 2021 second round pick.
Ooh, they got him. They got Pelicans greedy. Yes. I mean, yeah.
Well, Meritic is a talented player.
But I'm just saying, you got a first and a second round.
And they got Omar Ashik also in the deal. It was a pretty good center.
Oh, okay.
So,
I know. Yeah, he's more of just a blocker.
And the last trade here, which was a little bit before the deadline, but a big deal I will speak on here, the Blake Griffin trade. Just signed a big deal with the Clippers in all season. He was traded to the Pistons to match up with Drummond and form a legit, almost the same thing he had with the Clippers.
He legit just went from one Clippers, East Coast Clippers.
Drummond and Jordan are virtually the same players.
And then you got rid of Tobias Harris.
Correct. The Clippers got Tobias Harris, Bradley. Boban, Bogdanovic, their dancing partners. Shooting guard Avery Bradley, a 2018 first round pick the Clippers get, and a 2019 second round pick the Clippers get.
There's a good chance the Clippers will be pretty fine too.
They might still be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
they're playing very well.
At first, like going towards the beginning of the season, I didn't think they was gonna really hold a good playoff spot. Right. With this trade, I think they have a better chance. I
do think that for Doc Rivers, this team that they now have,
he has an amazing team. First off, he gets a team that he doesn't have to train on defense because they come from a defensive-minded team.
And Avery Bradley is from Boston, the same Boston that Doc Rivers came
from. Tobias Harris plays good defense on the wing, and he's a good scorer. Where he can help. He actually can help you with the scoring as well as Lou Williams is playing pretty good this season. Avery Bradley can put in points.
You have Teledosic, who's a European passer that can shoot the threes. He's the point guard. You have Bradley at the 2, Tobias at the 3. You're playing Gallinari at the 4, and then you got Jordan at the center. Like, they spread the ball, they play good defense, and then you got Lou Williams and Austin Rivers coming off the bench. Like, they have a very good team that was going to make a playoff run. For Detroit, I think Detroit just made themselves relevant for the next 3 years in the East. Yeah. For sure, like, with Blake and Drummond.
All you have to do is
add front court.
All you have to do is add a couple of pieces.
So if Stanley Johnson continues to grow, and
Luke Kennard's is actually getting more minutes, and he's showing.
I do think that they do have to do something with Reggie Jackson. If he's healthy, oh my God, they have a team. But if he can't stay healthy, they could have traded him for Tyreek Evans.
They should have did something because at some point, you know he's talented when he's healthy, but he's yet to be healthy.
Right.